You are watching Park TV. Welcome to Monadnock Tonight with your host, Steve Jackson, coming to you live from the Park Theater in downtown Jaffrey, New Hampshire. Join Steve and his guests today, the musical duo, Blame It on Sally. Now sit back, relax, and here's Steve.
Well, good afternoon and early evening to everyone. We are so glad you are here. Welcome to the Park Theater and Park TV's Monadnock Tonight. It is Thursday, October 1st. That's hard to believe. Already, 2020, and it's about 5 p.m. here on the East Coast of America. And this is show number 50. And in honor of that, there you just have to have some confetti. Why not? It's a trick. You got to do it. And that's pretty amazing. We started March 24th, just as COVID was beginning to keep us inside. And myself and the board of trustees here at the Park Theater said we need to get some keep connected to our fans who support us so much, keep them entertained, keep them informed, and that was our goal. And we've had a fun ride doing it, and it was something we were going to do once we were open, probably for a year, and start to get into the broadcast side of aspect of the theater and podcasting and radio and so forth. But we moved that up a bit to in answer of the pandemic and the way people were starting to be entertained more at home, at least for a short term and hopefully a very short term eventually. But I want to thank everybody that has helped us along the way. Certainly the board of the theater, as well as all of the guests, and we've had probably over 75 guests have been on the show, maybe close to 80 at this point. All the guests that have been with us, to Bell Tates, who has sponsored us, to our announcer, my wife, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. And someone who you're going to see a little bit later is Kim Graham, who has been our producer, our volunteer producer for the show since the beginning. And I thank you, Kim, and I will thank you again later. But that, without that and the support of everyone that is a supporter and a fan of the Park Theater and of the performing arts and movies in the Monadnock region, we are so glad that you join us every week, and or you join us on tape every week, as many of you do. But yeah, thank you, and we look forward to bringing you more interesting guests as we have today, and that will again inform you and entertain you as much as you get a sample of the way that we're going to inform and entertain you when the new theater is open. And so, with that in mind, we we have a wonderful musical duo, as our announcer mentioned in the beginning. Plus, our producer, Kim Graham, will be joining us at the end. We'll be chatting about a few things. But first, a couple of notes to remind you about. Tomorrow on our other program that is fairly new, I think we're up to 5 shows on that program as of tomorrow, and that one is taped. We will have the group Green Heron on, and Green Heron is they're from Kingston, New Hampshire, and their sound spans kind of the entire folk music landscape. I mean, from folk, old time, bluegrass, country, Irish, and blues. And the tape show will debut on both our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel, at which is the easiest way to find the YouTube one, as you know, if you're on here right now and you've one way to get to it is go to parkyoutube.com. And they will be on tomorrow at noon. That's when we've been releasing Fridays at noon. We've been releasing new Route 124 bandstand shows. So tune in for the Green Heron tomorrow at starting at noon, or you can watch it anytime you want after that. Also, a very different form of music that you're going to be hearing today, or you're going to hear on from Green Heron tomorrow. But if you're a fan of punk music or just the history of music in general, we have a great documentary for you that you can see as part of our free film series, and that Park Pix Flicks. And what goes on that's already been uploaded to our Facebook page where you can reach this is Punk Attitude. And Punk Attitude is a new, relatively new, it's not that new, but a definitive documentary on the punk music scene as it began to evolve in the 70s and through the 80s and forward, with interviews from some of the originals and footage of the Sex Pistols, the Clash, Ramones, Henry Rollins, New York Dolls, Stooges, television, all those. If you're a fan of it, it really is a wonderful documentary made by filmmaker Don Letts. So that is available if you go to the parktheater.org right now, or to our Facebook page. It's in the timeline. Just pick free films at the parktheater.org and you will see it. So that's our free film for the week. And let us move back here for a second. Last items I want to mention is next week we have James Steelman. James Steelman has a documentary editor. That's his specialty. He's an editor, but he edits documentary films. He has one that is as current as today, about Jeffrey Epstein, a sad story, but that's running on Netflix. And he was the editor of that film, and he'll be on a week from today. And then after that, we later in the month, we have Michelle Stahl coming back from the Monadnock Center for History and Culture, talking about Halloween in our area. And then Mary Beth Hallinan, who does Centering Circle Sings on Wednesday mornings, an online 30-minute circle of guided meditations. And she owns Fundamentally Harmonic and runs Two Rivers Community Choir. She'll be on the latter part of this month now, since we're in the first day. So with all that, let's introduce our guests for today. The name of the duo is Blame It On Sally, and Blame It On Sally plays the original songs of one part of the duo, Ryan Singleton. And Ryan is a guitarist, vocalist, prolific songwriter, and a versatile instrumentalist, as well as April Claggett, a bassist, vocalist, provides accompaniment to Ryan's songs. Together, they have played in the Monadnock region, bands, which many of you will know: Bare Bones, the Mannequins, the Volunteers, the Cobb Hill Rockers. And Blame It On Sally has been around for 10 years. They've also lived in Dublin for 20 years. So they are neighbors to us right here at the Park Theater. And now through the magic, let us hope the magic works. And 1, 2, and 3. There they are. Welcome, April and Ryan.
Hey, thanks,
Hi.
Steve.
Great to be here.
So glad you guys could make it. I can't wait. We have several performances that they have brought along with them of just beautiful songs that Ryan has composed, and just beautiful music played. But before we get to that, I think people would love to know more about you. Obviously have a long history of association with music. But I think everyone, our guests and our audience, always wants to know more about your background, living in Dublin now. But where did you grow up? What and how did music become part of your life in such in such an instrumental way?
Good
Something like
one.
that. But I'm going to turn it over to you, and you can give us a little bit of a snapshot of both of your backgrounds. And uh, here you go.
All right. Hello, everyone. I was really fortunate to grow up in a family where music was appreciated and played. My mother was a piano player, and both of her parents were musicians. And so at an early age, they gave me piano lessons, violin lessons, but I really fell in love with guitar at age 12 and played in bands through high school and never looked back. So music has been a part of my life really as long as I can remember, in terms of playing. And the the reason we live in Dublin is because I'm a professor at Franklin Pierce University, and we moved to Dublin in 1999 when I started the job there. And it's been a really wonderful place. We've met wonderful local musicians that we play with and kept the music alive in many forms. And so that's a very short version of my story, why I'm here and why I play music.
And April?
Yeah, hi. I'm originally from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, very proud of my roots. And I was trained classically on piano when I was younger. And then I didn't learn how to play from ear or other types of music until I was adult, and really until I met Ryan. And so he's been a great collaborator that way. And yeah, we live in this amazing place with an amazing community of supportive, really supportive friends and fellow musicians around us that have just helped us keep this community music rich. Yeah.
And
And
April,
so,
you a lot of people may know you from another part of your
well, yeah,
artistic life.
well, moving to this region, it's not always easy to make a living in the Monadnock region, and it's been a patchwork of opportunities for me as a mother and a educator. But that I was working in education for most of this time here, and then just recently I fulfilled a dream and got my Master's of Fine Arts in drawing and painting. So now I've been pursuing life as a full-time artist, which is even harder. If I thought the previous life was hard, this is even harder. And I'm still working that out. I teach regionally at different colleges and universities adjunctly. Also not an easy life. And I'm working in my studio and selling and doing whatever I can. And landscape keeps shifting.
Wonderful. Um, Now, as I said, Ryan, you're mainly the songwriter of the team, of the duo, correct?
Yes, yes.
And how has songwriting become part of your repertoire? Even though obviously you're an accomplished musician, but how did songwriting begin?
Yeah, well, it was really a college friend who inspired me. I through high school, I played guitar, got to college, continued to play guitar, had a very good friend, and we would play songs together. And one summer, he sent me a cassette tape where he had recorded, 10 or 12 original songs that he had written. And it blew me away. They were good songs. And I thought, wow, John's doing that. Maybe I can do that. And so that's really what gave me a little spark to dip my hand into the waters of songwriting. And it was also the same time that I started singing. I didn't really sing until I was in college, and I feel like I'm still learning to sing. But one of the beautiful things about being a songwriter, especially if you have a limited vocal range, is you can write songs that you can actually sing. So that was another piece of incentive for me, and so that's how I got started out. Ooh, we've
Mute myself. Tell me about the process. I mean, what is this? How do you go about writing songs?
Yeah. Well, I wish I could say that I get some great idea for a song, and it's like that. Wow, there would be great lyrics, and that'll come alive and reach people. And I do have friends who start with ideas, but with few exceptions, I generally start with the guitar. That's what I'm most comfortable with, and I'll pick up a guitar, and I love to just play without even thinking about what I'm playing. And so I almost think of it as I find a song. I find it doesn't start as a full song, but I find something that's interesting on guitar. And I really like grooves. So I like to find something that feels good. And once I have a guitar part, then I'll try to figure out a melody with my voice before I even have any lyrics in mind. And sometimes I do that by singing syllables. I'm very interested in the way a word feels when I sing it, and the way it sounds, and the sound of that word matches the music. And okay, more often than not, these experiments fail and they don't turn into songs. But when I'm lucky, some of the syllables that come out will turn into words that give me an idea for the theme for a song. And once I get that, then it can be magical. It can be frustrating. It often ends in failure. But when the magic really happens, then I know the song emerges, and I realize what it's about. And then I build the subject matter and the meaning of the song. So that's kind of a quick way of describing my approach.
And what, in terms of the inspiration to a song, to the lyrics, what things around you are the best inspiration to get there?
That's a good question. Often it ends up being the natural world. I use images of natural beauty, mountains, but it's hard to say, because it's those words that become the theme for the song that almost end up being the inspiration for the lyrics. And I can't really say where those come from. They come from sounds as I'm playing around with melodies and my voice. It all begins with the guitar itself. And for me, that's the easiest part. I can pick up a guitar and start to play something that, at least to me, sounds interesting. But the real challenge, and many other songwriters I know who I've talked to about this, is the lyrics. How do you get those lyrics? And for me, the hardest part is the initial idea. And then once I know what the theme is, it can be a little bit of trial and error and hard work, but then I build the specific lyrics from that theme or that idea.
And I would think, I know you had told me before our interview that you have had a lot of international experiences, and I'm assuming that some of those experiences could make it to a song.
Yeah. And April, do you want to say anything about some of those international experiences?
Definitely. Well, Ryan's occupation as a fully employed professor, unlike mine, has afforded us these amazing experiences internationally due to sabbatical leaves. And they have definitely made their way into his songs, and we get to play. When we go internationally, we will take some instruments in some form or another. And in case the opportunity arises, that we play. So we played at some pretty amazing situations in India, in the Himalayas, and in Southern Africa, and in Cape Town, and in Costa Rica. So and they're always different, and they open your eyes. And as soon as the music is a bridge, though, it's definitely a bridge. And as soon as we start playing, the barriers drop and the gates open, and we form a joyous event just by, and they don't even know the music because Ryan wrote the songs, right? But it just gets everybody going. Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of music, the international language of music. Whether you know what the lyrics mean,
Yeah.
there's always a visceral reaction to it, an
Visceral.
emotional reaction to it.
Absolutely.
I think with all this talk, we need to get to that music.
Oh, right.
And April and Ryan have been good enough to bring along 4 music videos that they have performed and produced. And I'm going to let you got your first one.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys introduce it, and we will put it up for everyone to see.
Yeah, this first video is called Tennessee Two Step, and of course Ryan wrote it. And it's funny video to me because I was out skiing cross country in our backyard this late winter day, early spring, and it was a beautiful day. It was warm and sunny, but still enough snow to ski. So it was after work, and I went out skiing with my son, and I came back, and Ryan said, "I want to do this thing," and and it ended up being this video. So go ahead.
Okay. All right. Let's get it up there. Whoop. Hold on. We're going to.
I see it. It's there.
Found him down in Tennessee with a banjo on his knee, looking for his long lost friend and trying to make the mountains dance. They brought him into a Memphis town, showed the big shots what they'd found. All they wanted to put out was Smoky Mountain hilltop sound. Make that music dance, that two-step, grab your lover. It ain't over, breathe that midnight mountain air, it's free. Make that music dance, that two-step, grab your lover. It ain't over, that Smoky Mountain hilltop sound, it's free. Inside the air don't feel quite right. Inside the sound it just ain't right. So looking east, off he went to find those hills and long lost friends. Make that music dance, that two-step, grab your lover. It ain't over, breathe that midnight mountain air, it's free. Make that music dance, that two-step, grab your lover. It ain't over, that Smoky Mountain hilltop sound, it's free. Even when the clouds are out, even when the sun goes down, even on the coldest night, that midnight sound will be just right. They found him down in Tennessee with a banjo on his knee, looking for his long lost friend and trying to make the mountains dance.
Wow. Beautiful. And where was that filmed?
In our backyard.
Ah, a beautiful backyard.
A beautiful backyard. Yeah, I see some comments coming in. And I just want to give a big shout out to Peter Langenegger, who we met in Ethiopia in the Simeon Mountains.
Wow, you are international people. I tell you. And I don't think everybody can say that on Monadnock Tonight too often, but I like it. Well, I'm going to let you go right into your next song. We will let you introduce it.
Yeah, this song is called Holes in My Pride. And I think we chose it because it seems to be such a favorite of people's. But as long as we played it, and as many times as we played it, with people really listening closely because it's a beautiful song, no one has ever mentioned the hidden reference to in the lyrics to another very famous American songwriter's lyrics. And so Ryan has a phrase, pretty distinctive phrase that he took from another very famous American songwriter, but no one's ever picked it up. And I wonder if any of you might. That's a test. So go ahead and play it. It's called Holes in My Pride.
This one's called Holes in My Pride. There's holes in my heart, holes in my pride. You took what you want, you're not by my side. There's holes in my blues, holes in my time. You can say what you want, but you're not by my side. You took all those days and you took all those nights. You took them for granted, you took them for spite. Down and out and alone, and I'm flying. Down and out and alone, and I'm sailing. Down and out and alone, and I'm crying. Down and out and alone, and I'm flying. There's holes in my dreams, holes in my fear. There's holes in my confidence, baby, not here. Down and out and alone, and I'm flying. Down and out and alone, and I'm sailing. Down and out and alone, and I'm crying. Down and out and alone, and I'm flying.
Wow. Again, just beautiful, beautiful lyrics, beautiful melody. And you've got a lot of fans. The comments are coming fast and furious from not only Facebook, but on YouTube. And we've got, I don't know if you know all of them, but there's certainly, we've even got some. David is watching us from Seattle. Thank you, David.
Woohoo!
Dear friends.
Yes, dear friend. Well, it's nice to have folks who tune in. and from all over. All right, let us move on to song number 3, music video number 3. And if you could introduce that.
Sure. This one is called Come a Little Closer. And I want to give a shout out to the Milford Pumpkin Festival because our band Bare Bones played there a few years ago, well, several years back. And we met a guy who was opening a blues and barbecue joint, and he wanted us to play. And he wanted to hire us as a blues band. And we did do some blues, but not a lot of blues. So I quickly went to work writing more blues songs. And this is one of the blues songs that I wrote because we needed to be a blues band. It's called Come a Little Closer.
It was the necessity of becoming, writing differently when it's kind of mandated.
Absolutely. There's nothing like pressure and constraints to inspire creativity. So,
Yep.
But this is just a fun little ditty of a blues song. So,
all right, let us bring that in.
It's called Come a Little Closer. 1, 2, 3. The moon is real bright, baby, you're looking out of sight. The moon is real bright, baby, you're looking out of sight. If you come a little closer, I'm gonna treat you right.
I like the way you walk, I like the way you turn around. I like the way you roll, I like the way you turn around. If you come a little closer, I'll take you out of town.
If you take off your shoes, I'll keep your toes real warm. If you take off your shoes, I'll keep your toes real warm. If you come a little closer, we could weather in a storm. The moon is real bright, baby, you're looking out of sight. The moon is real bright, baby, you're looking out of sight. If you come a little closer, I'm gonna treat you right. One and one is 2, 2 and 2 is 4. When you look at me that way, you know I want some more. The moon is real bright, baby, you're looking out of sight. If you come a little closer, I'm gonna treat you right. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. If you come a little closer, I'm gonna treat you right. If you come a little closer, I'm gonna treat you right. If you come a little closer, I'm gonna treat you right.
Here I am. You guys know the blues.
Who doesn't? Really?
Who doesn't? Who does?
Definitely
Well,
very
yeah,
appropriate. We all know the blues.
we all know the blues. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, we have sadly only one more song because they've all been beautiful that you guys have. Now, is this a recent song or?
It's fairly recent.
Yeah.
I just, before I forget, we never picked up the thread about the hidden lyric, and one of the comments
sorry,
was
yeah.
asking what it was, and so I will reveal. It's just
This is a big reveal. Really big. Hold on.
The first time ever. Yeah. It's just the phrase "holes in my confidence," which Paul Simon uses in a song called Duncan, and his line is "holes in my confidence, holes in the knees of my jeans," which is really wonderful and far more clever than mine, which is "holes in my confidence, babe, you're not here." So that's the reference. So, but sorry, you were asking me about the next song.
Yes.
So this is a song, it's fairly recent. This was written in Cape Town, South Africa. When we spent the better part of a year in Africa. I was working on a writing project for my sabbatical. That was my work part, but when I had time, I got to write a lot and play music. And so that's where this song comes from.
All right. Well, everyone keep that in mind as we listen to, and did you say the title or?
Sorry, it's called Your Gravity.
Right. Okay. Well, here is Your Gravity. Here we go.
Are you out on a limb? Are you killing the time? Are you thinking about all those chances when you didn't climb? Do you hear the wind grow? Do you see the sun glow? It's sinking slow. I just want to know. Your gravity pulls me down to depravity. Where is my clarity? It's lost with my sanity. Invariably, you're all that I want to see. All I could ever need. All I could ever be. Since I fell for your gravity. Do you realize? Did you feel the time? How it always did fly? And I'm wondering why it never was the same since you broke that chain, since you upped your game, since you wouldn't explain. Your gravity pulls me down to depravity. Where is my clarity? It's lost with my sanity. Invariably, you're all that I want to see. All I could ever need. All I could ever be. Since I fell for your gravity. I wonder if these blues they ever could shine. If I paid my dues, if I made you mine, it never was the same since you broke that chain, since you upped your game, since you wouldn't explain. Your gravity pulls me down to depravity. Where is my clarity? It's lost with my sanity. Invariably, you're all that I want to see, all I could ever need, all I could ever be, since I fell for your gravity.
Wow. The lyrics there, that is a stunning song.
It is. Yeah,
And I'm seeing a lot of virtual claps going on there and
I
real
agree.
claps. I mean, that's a beautiful song. And with sunflowers in the background
Yeah.
and I've noticed on all of your videos, the sound quality of your recordings are really quite wonderful, quite beautifully mixed. And is that something that you like to do in terms of the recording nature of your work?
Yes, it's just very time consuming. So, but it's a real passion,
Yeah.
and it's been really wonderful collaborating with April on recording because we will have played a song a few times, and then I'm like, oh, let's record this. And so she hasn't worked out the bass part yet, and she'll lay down several versions, and then I kind of invent and piece them together, and we end up with a bass part that is all from her raw material, but she wouldn't have written it that way. And I never would have invented it because I'm not a bass player. And then she has to I give her a challenge. Okay, see if you can play this now.
This thing that you just played,
Yeah.
but not really.
Yeah. And so that's been one of the most fun parts about recording with April is some of the composing even happens in the editing mixing process. So
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, you can hear it and you can feel it. Um, One thing that I am guessing everyone wants to know is where can people get your music? Now, I'm going to put up, for starters, anyone, and I put this up in our notes as things were going along on the Facebook and YouTube pages, that your website, very easy to remember, blameitonsally.com. But where else can folks get your music if they want to play it, other than replaying our show all the time?
yeah, that's really the main place.
And it's free.
We're not doing this. Fortunately, we have day jobs, and
We're not going to give up our day jobs.
we have the luxury of playing music because we love it and not because we're trying to make money from it. So the recordings that we've done are available for free on our website. You can either just stream them for free, or they can also be downloaded from our players. And the videos you just saw, 3 of them are not on our website yet, but we'll be posting them soon. And hopefully this evening we'll put them up on our website.
Great. And then also to contact you, April and Ryan, at blameitonsally@gmail. So that's real easy to use. And I mean, hopefully, as we get out of COVID, we'll be able to see you the best way, which is right in person.
Absolutely.
And I can tell you, we're going to be inviting you to the stage of the new Park Theater, and hopefully you accept that invitation. Because we'd love to have you there. You're really quite wonderful in the creativity and the performance, and the music is so it's enchanting. So
Thank you.
thanks so much.
Thank you.
And let's see if there's anything else from our friends on the internet here.
Yeah.
I just want to thank everybody for joining us. It's such a pleasure to see these comments and some from people that we know and haven't seen in a really long time, and some from people that we don't know. And thank you for joining us and for chiming in.
Well, I think you clearly have a large existing fan base, but hopefully we brought a few more
Widespread
folks
is the word. Widespread.
to know you as well. Well, again, April, thank you. Ryan, thank you.
Pleasure.
And again, folks, go to blameitonsally.com and or email them. And we're getting the last question here from David. When will you tour the show?
when yeah, how about David tell us?
Yeah.
Anyway.
How about this? If you book it, we will come.
There you go.
I just want to say support your local musicians, you know, in any way you can. Is all. You don't, it doesn't have to be us, but we love it. But all of us.
Yeah. And the Monadnock region, as we all know, is blessed with so many wonderful musicians of all ages, of all genres, and so wherever and whenever you can, the Park Theater agrees with you on that. Well, again, wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us, and we hope to see you soon.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Well, now that's a pretty amazing performance, and get to know April and Ryan a lot better than for a lot of people who may not know them. And for those who do, you're very lucky that you've been able to know them as people and as performers, because they make wonderful music together. And Ryan's compositions are really quite spectacular and so memorable and meaningful. So that was a wonderful musical segment for us for this show. But we're not over yet, ladies and gentlemen, because we have Kim Graham, and I'm going to bring Kim in here. Hold the wire. There. Well, you got to. No, there we are.
There we go.
Hello, Kim. Kim, as everyone knows, Kim Graham is our producer of the show and helps find all this incredible talent that we have here in the Monadnock region, because Kim, one reason, other than she knows talent and she's out and about, is that she is the founder and editor of GoMonadnock.com, and so which picks the best of what to do in the Monadnock region every week. And so, hi, Kim.
Hi. I never mentioned before, but April used to teach my son Spanish. That was one of her talents. Remember, she talked about
these
all
folks
the
are
things.
very talented in so
I know.
many different ways. Well,
Yeah.
we had a lot of people watching on both. And thank you to all of our YouTube is kind of our new broadcasting side, and thanks to all the folks on YouTube. We see you out there, and of course to all of our Facebook fans who joined us today as well. So Kim, what's the news? What's the buzz?
Well, there are still lots of events and activities that are happening around the region, but there's been a change in my life, and I will be stepping away from Go Monadnock. I did not send out a top 5 things newsletter today, but I sent out an email to my big list, letting them know that I'm stepping away, and if there's someone else who's willing to step into that role, I'd be happy to help them transition and take over. But it's not because I don't like what I have been doing for years, where I have learned so much about this region, and I have met so many wonderful people. We're just making a change. My family and I are on to our next adventure, which is crazy.
Which is outside the Monadnock region.
Outside, I know. We are, we're gonna buy an RV and we're gonna travel around the States. So we'll be learning about lots of other great communities and meeting a whole bunch of new people. So it's something we've wanted to do for a while, and we just said, let's just do it now. So
But you're with us for a few more weeks.
Yeah, I'll be here for a few more weeks. But the Go Monadnock thing, I think, was just going to it'd be too much to do while I'm traveling, and I wouldn't be able to give it the time that it needs. So anybody that's interested, can be an organization or a person or a group of people that want to take it in a different direction, or do the same thing. It's a great resource that I would hate to see go, but if it goes, someone else will create something that will fill its place or be an addition to the community somehow. So,
and Kim, your email address for Go Monadnock is gomonadnock@gmail. Is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
gomonadnock@gmail.com. If anyone is interested in taking over this beautiful website and newsletter combined of the best things to do in the Monadnock region every week.
Yep.
So excellent. Well, and excellent for you and your family, because it's going to be a new adventure.
Right.
Sad here,
right.
Because everyone loves you here at Monadnock Tonight and the Park Theater and Park TV.
Thank you.
And you've been such an instrumental part of this, the success of Monadnock Tonight. And we thank you. And here we go. It's the 50th show. How about
I know.
that? 50 shows, folks. That's a
that
lot.
That was my cap. Did I tell you that in the beginning? I guess that
was it. I do 50. I don't do anymore. And 50 shows of glitches, but we've gotten a lot better since the first few shows on that. I know somebody was mentioning sometimes the lips don't match the sync, but this is the issue with the wonderful internet sometimes. It's but as we move to the new theater, we will have even what we have now we will have an increased speed that the theater will have, because the system that we're going to have there is going to be designed for streaming from the get-go.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
But everyone wishes you the best, Kim, and so with that, again, if you're interested, go send an email to Kim at gomonadnock@gmail.com.
That's right. Yeah.
And you can talk her through with it. So again, thank you, Kim. And we will be seeing you. This is not our last show, ladies and gentlemen. But we will see you soon. And thanks for everything.
No problem. See you next week.
Okay. See you next weekend. And we'll be waiting to see you several more weeks. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, that is sad news for us here, but with a family and opportunities and traveling the country in an RV, and that I think sounds very exciting. So all the best wishes to Kim and her family on that. So glad you were here today. And I just want to remind you again, a week from today should be a very interesting interview with James Steelman, the documentary film editor. He has edited some Emmy and award-winning films that you all know, and he'll tell you from the perspective of an editor, and especially, which is even more nuanced, an editor doing documentary film, how he approaches that and how that became, we'll talk about the story of his local Monadnock roots. He lives and works out of Brooklyn now, but I think we'll have a great interview next week from today, James Steelman. And with that, let us remind folks that if you have questions on anything around the Park Theater, but more namely around our programming and around Monadnock Tonight, send your questions to parktv@theparktheater.org. Or you can call us Monday through Friday here at our office, 603-532-9300, 603-532-9300. And as we remind folks every week that there are just really, 4 B's. Be safe, be healthy, be kind, be hopeful, because we can do this. And with that, we say sayonara, we say good night, dobra noc for our friends in Slovenia, and we'll see you next week.